All right, gentlemen, I believe we are live.
That would be such nice.
Yeah. So this is number 3 podcast for the W.F.C.
And that's my dog saying hello. And this is the witty twat.
Let's see. Should I use my radio voice? This is W.F.C. podcast, and we got a special guest, Mr. HTK himself.
Hey, what's going on? Thanks for having me on the podcast. I think I'm your officially first guest, right?
Yes, sir.
What an honor. What an
honor. It was planned that way. We really didn't try to invite Mike last time, so we knew that wasn't going to happen.
Yeah, nice. Well, good to be here.
And got our co-hosts, Witty Rants and SuPRCooPR.
Hello.
Yo.
And today our main topic, we're going to be talking about DLC and microtransactions in the gaming world. But before we get on that, real quick, HDK, what are you gaming right now?
Let's see. Well, I got a PSVR. Was it last week or 2 weeks ago?
Yeah.
And some dabbling in PSVR lands a little bit, and like a little bit Drive Club, and just a demo disc and Valkyrie. It's really good. And let's see, doing a little bit of Diablo 3, and also some Titanfall 2 with a new DLC that just came out, where you play like Horde mode, and that's like super awesome.
Let's go.
Yeah, I need to jump in that.
Yeah,
I heard that it's what, $15 permanent, ain't it? For
the DLC, I know it's a free DLC.
So free DLC, but the game. Or maybe I'll get
the game. Yeah, I don't know how much.
Doom. I think Doom is $15 per minute. What I understand.
I'm not sure if it's still 15. It might have been gone up to 20.
Yeah,
but still a good price. And now, especially after the latest patch, 6.66 or 6.6.6, whatever it is, all the DLC is now free too. So that's just great.
That might get me going.
Yeah, all my single player games have to wait almost. It's so much fun to play all the multiplayer games with you guys, and
oh yeah, that's why I saw that Titanfall 2 having the was it 4-player co-op now?
It's 4-player co-op, yes.
Yeah. So I'll be jumping on that for that. And Coop, what have you been playing right now?
Well, I've been kind of stuck in VR land myself with the Oculus, just continuing on that Lone Echo. I think it was the same one I was playing last week, that game.
I think you've brung it with you.
Oh, man, it's amazing. Are you echoing? Am I echoing?
No, you're good. I don't know if on their end.
Yeah, but that game, Lone Echo, boy, if you have, I mean, that is the premier title that I've tried so far in VR. It is absolutely amazing. The first mission you do, you're on the space station, and you can interact with all kind of the controls. Everything is just spot on. You can interact with you do these little missions where you kind of have to get the space station back online, and kind of maneuver around. And then after that, you go on to this next level that lets you get outside of the space station, because you're like this robot AI. And oh my gosh, just the whole, so you're floating around in space, going to these different little containers. There's this little cart thing that you fly around. It's just absolutely breathtaking visuals. And again, like the controls just make it so immersive and fun. The touch controls are just fantastic. And I mean, I can't wait to see what else this developer can do, because that is absolutely amazing game. And so yeah, I've been playing that mostly, getting a little bit of that every night, and then like HDK, we jumped in a little bit on the new season of Diablo, and then I also been playing that hunting game still, that the Hunter Call of the Wild. That game's
terrorizing me with it earlier.
Yeah.
I played Dirt 4 and my game glitched. I had no code driver thing giving me instructions, and all I can hear in my head is like sheep whistles.
The deer calls. Yeah, it's pretty funny. That game's fun though. It's a gorgeous game. That's another great. Just like a casual sort of kickback fun game. Look, like I said, the graphics in that are just fantastic. So, but yeah, that's been pretty much the gist of it.
Cool. Yeah, you and HDK, y'all need to go check out the PAX. Whatever for you, PAX West, and I guess HDK. Are you close to PAX East?
Well, I'm on the East Coast. I don't know exactly where PAX East is, but
I think last year they had it in Boston. I think.
Okay, but yeah, it's still quite a trip.
No, when I went to PAX South, there were a few games there, devs there with their VR kits.
Oh yeah.
And it is fun checking that out. My daughter had fun playing the space cooking and space game, but it looks smooth. Everything that she was doing, and what I was watching, what she was doing on TV, it was spot on. So.
Yeah, and a VR is such an experience. It's awesome.
Yeah,
it is. It is.
I was skeptical at first. And,
yeah, I was too.
Until I tried it. I mean, I didn't try it in the store, so I just at PSVR Kit was on sale. The whole kitchen caboodle was like 25% off, and I thought, I'm gonna jump in. And I put it, set it all up, put it on, and it was like, wow. It's like it's just so amazing. Just it's super cool.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. It was great being able to jump in cross-platform with you on that Eve. We gotta.
Oh yeah, on the Eve Valkyrie. Yeah, that was awesome. Actually, I think the video of what I did just went up on the original Next Level podcast channel. So
I got a little notification and new video was up.
Right. So yeah, I was very surprised. I'm playing I see wait a second, there's I see the name SuPRCooPR. It's like, is he in my game, man? That was awesome.
I know, it was great. Well, yeah, because at the end of the match, it comes up like the MVP of the match or whatever, whoever has the most kills or whatever, and it was like HDK. I was like, what? Like, oh man, no way! It's gotta be whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, Witty. What are you playing right now?
Yeah, just basically the same as last week. Dirt 4 and GTA. And I was basically forced all weekend to play GTA because I don't know what was going on with Dirt 4, like DirtNet fucking RaceNet thing. But it just wasn't letting me upload any times, and I was trying to make some videos and that didn't help.
Yeah.
But I've just been trying to with GTA, try and get my bunker mission sorted, but it's just a ball ache. You got to go grab your supplies, and then you got to wait out all this time for them to turn into your research upgrade points or things to sell or whatever. Yeah. So while I've been doing that, I've just been doing story missions and that, earning a lot of money.
You get that up, then you can hire me.
And we were whooping ass on it overnight, weren't we?
Yeah, they need to have double RP and double everything every weekend. I think.
Yeah, man. Usually they do keep changing it about though. They're being between different modes. Yeah, but yeah, I've been having some fun and some annoying moments as well.
Are you done with that racing game?
Not yet.
I was going to tell. Oh.
Yeah.
What was the name again?
Dirt 4.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, man. It's a pretty decent game. It's most fun I've had in a dirt game since Dirt 1. Like Dirt 2 and 3 went downhill when they got Ken blocking.
No, yeah.
In Malarkey and that lot. It's just like Codemasters have always been good at doing rallying games. They should just stick to that.
Yeah, I'm waiting for the game to go on sale.
Yeah, it looks good. I love the first Dirt game. That was a fun game.
Yeah, I used to get like a ton of racing games, but you know, kind of have to pare it down if you want to become like decent. So I stuck with Forza.
Yeah, well, I've been getting some decent times on leaderboard. I got a 48th last week. I've had a few in top 100.
Yeah, nice.
Takes a lot of effort though. It really didn't help today when Co-Driver's voice went off. But then it's come back now, so I don't know what it was. Some weird stuff going on.
Scared her.
Excellent. Yeah, me myself, I played a lot of GTA this weekend with Witty and my brothers. I think Friday night I stayed up until like 4 in the morning.
Wow.
So they kind of put me a little late getting up on Saturday. But then I jumped in with the Witty Saturday and Sunday, right? And try to get one of my brothers in. And yeah, we had a good time. We were doing that Coop. I heard that you're good at the that rumble, the parachute with the cars, that you can get it on the 5 pretty good.
I had a streak going, except I would have had a long streak if it wasn't for Witty.
Yeah,
he would just wait for me to land on it and knock me out.
Even if he's on your team.
Yeah. Yeah, it was fun.
But I had a lot of fun with that. We need to all hit that one day.
Yeah, damn right. It's not double RP now and XP, but it's still a lot of fun with a big group.
It is.
Yeah, that's fun. Whoever comes up with that stuff, man.
Yep. Well, I mean, that's why GTA is still in the top. The MPDs. I mean, the way they've supported online.
Yeah, it's all these like new mods I keep adding. And
Yeah.
I'm glad they started bringing like big DLC packs like that, bunkers and.
And I guess we could kind of segue into our main topic about DLC and microtransaction. And, you know, looking at GTA. GTA, to me, has set the model for you came out with a good game, and everything they have that they come out to support online has been free. And this game is still going on and on, you know.
With their microtransactions, though, there's no disadvantage, you know.
Well, the sharks, right? The
shark cards.
I know, but it doesn't really count for all because you can either waste your money and buy a shark card, or you can just put some time into the game and earn the money legitimately.
Or so just have some random.
I've got like 15 million. Bit of a tight cut. I don't like spending it.
It's a shortcut, you know. People do it for a shortcut. It's a microtransaction, but yeah, I support. That is the model, and you know that's a hard one to compare though, just because of the success of GTA 5. I mean, I think a lot of games would love to be able to say they could do the same thing, but you know, obviously they don't.
But do y'all think that GTA 5 would be up still in the MPD charts to this day if they weren't supported online like they have been?
Probably not. I don't know. I mean, I think it'd still be successful. It wouldn't have this long of a life, I don't think.
No. But it's still selling for some reason. It's like somebody had said, you know, these kids that they weren't young enough to play it, parents wouldn't let them play it, they turn 18 or whatever, and then their parents, then they go buy it. So, you know, being bought every time someone turns 18 pretty much.
It's not just that as well. It's just look at the price of it. If you go in a store to buy it used, you can end up finding it cheaper to buy brand new. That's what me and my mate did.
Yeah, even when it's on sale, like on at least on Xbox, it's like, you know, if you can find it for 30 digital, it's a bargain.
Yeah. But I told you not to get it when it was that price because it's never got to be any cheaper on Xbox Live, not till GTA 6.
Pretty much. Coop, as far as DLC and microtransactions, what are your thoughts?
Well, I just think that's a similar model to that. I think it's just that's the norm now. I mean, it's got to be, whenever any new game is being developed, planned out, I think that's just a given that they're immediately planning, what's the DLC, what's the, how do we make this a game as a service kind of thing, how do we prolong this, and I think the bummer of it is that we're getting less of a game at release, just so they can chop up. I mean, that's kind of been something they've done for a while now. And, in order to play the full experience, to get the full thing on some of these games, you have to get into the DLC. It's just the norm. I mean, I think in a way, games are too cheap nowadays. If you look at the price of games, I mean, they haven't gone up. Over the last 2 generations, they've been $60, ever since the Xbox, you go back to the original Xbox and the original PlayStation and stuff. They really haven't, the price hasn't changed at all.
But the cost, wasn't it $50? The original Xbox?
I think you're right. It might have been 40, but
But then it went to 60. But yeah, that's been 60 for a long time.
You go back to even the start of like the 360 PS3 phase. Those a AAA title at that point would cost maybe $1 million to in the single like $1 million to produce, right?
Yeah,
that was to produce a big AAA title. They spent like, what was it, like 500 million or something to develop Destiny. I mean, I think the GTA 5 we were just talking about is like the same. The cost of development has just skyrocketed, but the price of the game hasn't changed. So there's got to be some, in order just to sustain gaming, to keep these games coming out. I mean, look at all the developers that have gone under in the last, 5 or 6 years. It's just gotten so expensive to produce these games that I think that they had to do something. I mean, it's just got to be the norm. The DLC, the microtransaction, stuff like that it's just the way it's the state of gaming as it is now. And I don't think we would be able to sustain a game market. There would be a huge crash again if it wasn't for these DLC and microtransactions, season passes, whatnot. It's just the way it has to be from now, going forward, unless they start raising the prices, of the games.
Yeah. What do you think, HGK?
Well, I think with DLC, there's the good, the bad, and the ugly. Like, for the GTA model, it's like, it's free DLC it seems like every month.
Almost,
so it's really cool. And but then there are also instances where, every little thing that comes out for a game, you have to pay for it, unless you get a season pass. And even season pass prices have slowly been risen, kind of. Like, the Call of Duty, I don't know how much that season pass is, like $50 or so. I mean, or Star Wars. Yeah, it used to be like $20 or barely $30, but now it's like almost the price of another AAA game.
Right, and something like you just mentioned, Battlefront, that was a complete ripoff because the base game was such a shell. I mean, didn't have any single player. You got barely any game modes. I mean, it was just pathetic what you got for $60 from the base game. I mean, that was a huge. And then it was another $60 for the season pass.
Yeah,
I mean, what a ripoff! They give us a shell of a game and then charge you double to. Yeah, that was a real bad. EA, I think, they've kind of had a history. I mean, look at the Battlefield series. Has always been a huge, I think, especially with like Battlefield 4. Remember, they had like 5 or 6 different DLC packs that came out. And then they had the shortcut bundle thing where you could buy for, you could pay, I don't remember what, like $20 or something. And you got all these, you basically advance your character, it was just like pay to win kind of thing.
Right.
That one was really bad.
Yeah, what I hate about like when map packs are like paid DLC, that causes a huge fragmentation between your user base. Like all of a sudden, I can't play the game, or there's nobody to play because I don't have the the extra maps.
Right. Yeah, I like Gears 4. I like how they did that. If one of your friends has it, then you can, and it doesn't, like you say, split up the player base. You can actually still join them.
Right. Yeah, that's at least that's cool. But still, man, if you don't have a friend who has that, then at a certain point, the game to you is dead.
Yeah. With Gears, I'd rather it been other way. I'd rather it just been paid DLC. Because that file size that it's got up to is just ridiculous now. It's like I don't have any interest in playing any of the maps. It's like I'm probably never going to play any like standard maps that come with it. And I've got this game sat on my hard drive that's taking up like 900 gigabytes. Like ridiculous.
Yeah. So I mean, so like on that, because it's a free DLC, are we being forced to download that update?
Yeah, I reckon so.
Like for Doom, for instance, I think you don't have a choice.
Yeah, kind of all tied into the same update, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't get a lot of choice with all this generation. Just look at save system on Xbox One. Try and make out it's a better system than 360 had, but you've got like no control over your saves whatsoever.
Yeah, it's true.
It almost seems like that way lately. Yeah.
Also, Jim Dandy till something goes wrong, right? And then you have issues like that.
Yeah. Well, I just liked the save system last gen where you could like copy a save and that one, and then if something went wrong, you could go back to it. But basically, shit out of luck nowadays.
Well, it's mostly cloud-based though. And your game save.
Yeah, most of them. Yeah.
Now everything is in the cloud, and it's syncing.
And that cloud's not as good as I said it was. Just look at Crackdown 3.
Well, we'll find out.
We're getting a fully destructive world, and it turns out we're just getting a fully destructive arena or something.
Is the Titanfall 2 4-player co-op, is that a free DLC?
Yeah, that's free DLC. All the Titanfall 2 maps, etc., it's all free. They did not have a season pass. Yes.
Again,
and then they have some and then they have some paid microtransactions, if you might call it, for like extra, specific Titans or specific loadouts. I forgot exactly how.
Yeah. Well, I think it's all skins though.
Maybe it's just skins. Yeah.
So you can get different looks for Titans.
Different looks.
Actually, you're not paying for a new Titan. I mean, you're just paying for like a new model of a.
Yeah, all them new abilities you get with Titans, they're all like for free.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
I mean, I don't have a problem with that kind of DLC if it's just cosmetic. I mean, some people love to pay for that stuff.
Yeah,
I say, be my guest.
Some dumbasses have got to pay for it. Let them do it.
Yeah.
Exactly. As long as we get our free maps.
That's actually what spurred this topic. Got me thinking about that. I was just like, wow, they just Titanfall keeps. Just hitting it out of the park. I mean, just great. Like and again, playing that, with Witty, playing that GTA 5, that new stuff that comes out. It's, those two models, I think, are just, I think Rainbow Six Siege is kind of similar, right? I mean, they just, most of their paid stuff is cosmetic. I mean, it has a similar, structure, a pay structure, I guess, or whatever.
Right. Yeah, and your operators, you have to unlock it, but, if you play a lot, then you can unlock them for free, or you can pay a price and unlock them early.
Right.
But at least you can play, and at least you can work your way up to get those characters. I don't have a problem with that.
I know someone like me, I'm pretty cheap as far as when it comes to DLC. I don't really buy them. So like how we played Division and Ghost Recon. So when you guys buy those DLC stuff, I can't jump in with you guys. So that's the only thing that sucks about it. But I mean, it is what it is. I have a choice to buy it. If I don't buy it, oh well. I think Xbox has done pretty good with Halo Halo 5, I think all DLC was free.
Yeah.
Nobody had to worry about, you know, I can't play on that map.
Yeah, it's all cosmetic stuff.
Yeah, those rec packs that you can buy with extra money.
Yeah. Well,
So, like, what about Forza? You know, it's like, you know, you get the base game with like, I don't know, a ton of cars, and then you have those car packs that you can either buy or get a season pass. The only, you know, I'm fine with that too. The only thing is, like, once you get a season pass, you only get like, you know, 6 months or 6 car packs, and then number 7 comes out and it's like, oh, look at that, awesome cars, and that's not included anymore, and it's like,
that's ridiculous.
It's a little bummer. Yeah.
Yeah, that was a little frustrating.
But I do kind of like how, okay, you have the car packs and you can pay full price for the whole car pack, or you can buy the cars individually if you want. So I like that because, you know, sometimes I don't want every car.
Yeah, and it's like one specific car, like, you know, that's your dream car, and it's nice that you, yeah, for a couple of bucks you can just get that one.
Has there been any games that have been pretty bad as far as microtransactions lately? Y'all can recall?
Lately, Street Fighter 5, I think it was. You know, some like most of that game was hidden.
What about Dead or Alive 5? Where you have, like, you know, all those characters in costumes and other stuff. You can pay, like, I don't know, like $50,000 worth of stuff. It's ridiculous.
I think FIFA's got a bit worse, doesn't it, though? Where that Ultimate Team stuff and that.
Yeah.
It makes them that much money. They even bring it to Madden as well, didn't they?
I think
Taking King.
Destiny makes a lot. They make a lot of money off of DLC and I'm looking at their deal. I don't know how you can buy the Destiny plus the pass, expansion pass. So it looks like it's like $30 more.
Right, but when the Taken King first came out, if you remember, the base players, you lost some of the multiplayer maps and some of the modes were taken out of the base game, and you could only play them if you bought Taken King.
Yeah.
So you ended up losing. You know, if you didn't buy Taken King, you ended up, you know, getting taken. They were taking stuff out of your game.
For the King's ransom.
Oh, it was ridiculous. They got
only for the try to sell you at full game again, won't they?
Yeah.
Saying you can't play just by Taken King on standalone.
And how much were those DLCs that Destiny? They were all like about $20 each.
Was that 30?
Oh, they were 30. Yeah, they were spendy.
Something like that.
How many of them were there? About 3 or 4?
No, I think 2. Weren't there 2?
Just 2?
The Taken King and what's the other one called?
There was another one.
Oh, that House of Wolves thing, wasn't it?
Oh yeah.
No, House of Wolves were the 2.
Iron.
Rise of Iron, yeah, that's the other one.
Yeah, that's the new one. Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you know, total out of that game, you're spending almost $200, I guess, depending on what you know version you bought. If you bought the season pass, does that come with?
No, I don't know if they had an actual season pass. I think it was just those 2 little ones.
Yeah, I don't think they did.
House of Wolves, and there was a second one.
Yeah, at least with the season pass, you get, you know, usually like a 20%, 25% discount, you know, on the whole thing.
And I take it back. On this Destiny, it says expansion pass.
Yeah,
that's it.
Expansion pass. Yeah, it's just I think 2 DLC pieces.
I think so. Here it's saying offering brand new story missions, cooperative activities, competitive multiplayer, and wealth of new weapons and armor and gear. Yeah. So I guess if you don't spend that extra $30, you don't get that.
Was another one here recently that had, I saw a YouTube video where somebody, if you were to buy, you know, you have to spend just like 10,000 hours or something playing to be able to unlock all the stuff in that game, or you could buy it, but even to buy everything in that game was like thousands of dollars, you know, to unlock everything in the game. And it's just outrageously expensive, just like really, you know, putting $1 on every little thing. I mean, that's sort of what Battlefield did too. They had all those little $2 packs. It was like $2 for this. I think Call of Duty's done similar things. You know, each little thing's like $2 here, $2 here.
What about that Fortnite that's just come out and it's supposed to be free to play, but like they're charging everyone for it? And
yeah,
telling anyone
for
that
the
it's
early
got to be
access.
free to play.
Because you can download it for free, right? The game is free until you actually want to play it, and you only get a menu.
I mean, I heard there's some people said it's fun and that you can pretty much play, do as much because there's plenty of loot. So some people say they feel like you don't really have to buy anything. Because there is enough there. But supposedly it's kind of like a beta. It's kind of like
game preview.
Yeah,
it's like
is it in game preview? Or you buy it, isn't it? Or is it just...
I don't think it's in the actual preview program, but it's kind of similar.
But basically, that's kind of like what they're doing. Charging. How much is a base game Fortnite?
Right now, $40.
Yeah. And see, I know when I played Ark Survival, that was about 35 in the game preview.
Yeah. You know what? That pissed me off with Ark Survival. So it's $35. You know, it's like with the promise, like, oh yeah, you know, once the game gets released, it's be more expensive. But then a little while later, the preview game is on sale.
Well, they did say when that okay, so if you bought in at 35 while it was in game preview, that's you get everything. You get all the updates.
Right.
Anything you didn't buy it.
They had DLC.
Oh yeah, that was ridiculous.
Yeah, preview DLC.
Yeah. I don't understand them because that game I heard it sold about 1 million digital. You know, I don't think it ever went physical, but yeah, they sold quite a bit.
Yeah, it's done a lot.
So I don't understand why they had to do that DLC, pay for it, and of course I didn't buy that. So
yeah, I mean here, I haven't played Ark ever since they had achievements for it. So
yeah, me neither. I put 1,000 hours in there, so I didn't get none of those achievements unless they gave it to me later on. But I haven't known it. Yeah,
probably not.
Yeah,
but who knows? I don't know. Maybe it's smart enough if you boot up the game. It says like, "Hey, you know, let's unlock these achievements for you."
I'm waiting.
Yeah. Don't wait too long.
Read an interesting stat. I was kind of researching some stuff on this earlier, and digital revenue for a game over, you know, all of gaming, digital, you know, over console, PC, everything. 75% of the digital revenue is from microtransactions and DLC.
Yeah,
for last year, 75% of digital purchase, and I think that's that points to another, you know, reason that you know that the developers or publishers and stuff are so behind this. Think of the secondhand market.
Mm-hmm.
You know, this takes out GameStop out of the loop. I mean, even if you go buy a used game at GameStop, you still have to buy the DLC or the microtransaction digitally. So that's another way for them to, you know, sort of compensate for the loss in the secondhand market. You know, the loss of sales there. But, you know, I thought that was a big number. I mean, and you're talking billions. That's billions of dollars in in digital revenue.
Oh yeah.
Pretty crazy.
And they don't even on the NPDs, they don't even show that number.
No.
So
they need to start fucking counting that shit, 'cause otherwise it's just pointless looking at them, isn't it, really?
Yeah.
I just hope that gaming doesn't go to the way what's that one game where it was a episodic
like Hitman.
And
yeah, that's
you know how much per episodic was that?
I don't remember. Was it $20? 15 to 20, I think, or
per episode? I don't know.
I'm not sure. You could get it all.
Can you imagine if that game was successful? that way. I mean, how many others would have followed suit? You know.
I think there's more of that to come. You know, I think that's, you know, a lot of the head of Ubisoft was talking about games as a service. You know, being able to sustain doing, you know, sort of chapters of, you know, seasons and, you know, all that kind of stuff. That's, you know, all that stuff's kind of in the works. I mean, they're looking at, you know, that's coming. I mean, that's going to be, you know, becoming more and more, you know, commonplace. There's going to be a lot more games going to that. I think that model, even though that one, I think they had somewhat, I mean, I don't know if it was a huge success, but I think they had some success. I mean, it was actually a pretty good game from what I heard. I mean, I watched Monzu streaming, and, you know, it looked great. It looked hard, like a tough game, but yeah, it's, you know, I think that's a lot of these, you know, big guys. That's the way they're trying to get these things, you know, going. I mean, look at the Ghost Recon thing that just came out with this, you know, their new tier system to keep you going, and, you know, they're adding different global events. Division's doing this same thing with these global events, and, you know, stuff like the seasons with Diablo, and, you know, all these things are just becoming, you know, sustaining these games for years, you know.
Well, they started it last gen, didn't they? With you'd get games like Dead Space were one of them, where if you bought it new, you'd get a little code in box.
Yeah,
Or
no, it's been going longer than that. I mean,
if you bought it used, you'd have to like pay like £8 or something for an unlock code.
Look at World of Warcraft. I think they were really, you know, the expansion pack. Of course, back then you had to go buy the, you know, it was like every month, or, you know, they did the new expansion pack. The, you know, PC gaming was real, especially back in the 90s before we really had good internet. You know, that was the norm, was to go down and buy the expansion for Diablo, the original Diablo, and you know, Counter-Strike and all those expansions that
yeah, also Ghost Recon, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
Desert Island and all these stuff, you know.
Yeah. All right, guys, I gotta cut it there. I gotta head out.
All right, Coop.
You guys have a great show, and thanks for coming on, HDK, man. It was great having you.
Yeah. Thanks for having me. It's great.
All right, I'll catch you guys later.
All right, Coop. Take it easy.
Take it easy, Coop. Well, when it comes to microtransactions, like I'm kind of with you. Like, I've never really been into them fast. You know, just usually passed on it. I just don't see, like, when you compare like a bit of DLC to the base game, you know, I just don't see any value in buying the DLC. And
yeah, I guess
when it comes to microtransactions, I've never bought one in my entire life.
I did a couple of them, like season passes and stuff, like for Tomb Raider, and then it's like, you know, by the time I'm done with the game, and you move on to another game, and then all of a sudden they release, like, you know, the DLC, and it's like you forget about it, and it's like you spend all the money, and it's like now I have to go back to the game, and I don't know. There's so much else to play.
Yeah, because I mean, I'm looking at Call of Duty. If you want the season pass, you got to spend an extra $40, so $100 to buy the digital deluxe. It comes with that.
But then, if for multiplayer games, you know, I can, you know, at least, you know, you'll be able to play longer with your friends, etc.
If you're hardcore on the shooters, and that's what you do, your main thing, then I guess it's worth it for you, you know. But like, you know, me, you know, I don't. Give me the base game. If the game is good, get as much out of it as I can. Then yeah, I'm like Witty. I'm like, and you, like, I'm already moving on, and you know, GTA is, I think, one of the few GTA, and now I will say, Forza Horizon, that's probably one of the few games that I can remember that I bought the expansions. Yeah, you know, that was worth it, in my opinion.
I'm waiting for that nice, cheap, and cheerful sale at Christmas.
And I haven't, and that's the thing, because Forza Horizon 3 has been doing well. If any of these games are doing well, those DLCs don't go on sale anytime soon.
Yeah, that's true.
That's the
Even
only
like
bad thing.
car passes and stuff. It's like, you know, finally have a Forza 6 car pass for.
Well, they had Blizzard Island on sale, I think.
Oh yeah, that one was.
Yeah.
This week.
Yeah, that's
£6 something here.
But yeah, if you ever get a chance, Witty, definitely book that. The Blizzard Mountain and the Hot Wheels is definitely worth it. So
yeah, I'm hoping
keep an eye out.
both be up in a bundle or whatever.
Yeah, yeah. But I don't really have a problem with microtransactions and DLC as long as it's not like a pay to win or you know it's just or if it comes down to like episodic. If I want to continue playing the game, I got to buy this next. You know, if you want to go to this new area, continue playing with your friends, so you need to buy this. So
yeah,
not all into that. Sorry, Witty, what were you gonna say?
Yeah, I don't know.
All right. Anything else more on the DLC and Microtrans? You don't have any issues? Anything else coming up?
No, I just have one thing about the episodic ones. Like for Hitman, the episodes were you know pretty. What should I call this? They came out in regular intervals. And when you look at like King's Quest, it's like they were like, you know, you had 2 episodes really close to each other and then a long time in between for another episode. It kind of takes you out of that rhythm. So if they do episodic, then I want to have them like, you know, like a predictable frequency.
When it comes to it, man, though, I'd rather than just delay the game for another 6 to 12 months and just give us it in one.
Yeah. But I think in the case of Hitman, it was a issue of, you know, money for them. It's like, you know.
Yeah. Well, that's probably why they did it, because at the end of the day, I think people always forget is, you know, they met more by selling something digital. So
right.
Maybe it was plan all along, you know, get it out digital and then force feed people it, you know, big fans it, man, they got to go and buy it digital. Whereas,
well, true. At least you get a lot of people who want to try out the game, and so they buy the first episode. And then it's like, you know, even if they don't continue investing in the game, at least you got the first $15.
They've got their little chunk of dollar.
Yeah.
That's what they cared about.
But I think right now the first episode is free. That's kind of a hook.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah. Like I'm looking at Assassin's Creed, and even that, you know, if you want to buy the deluxe edition, and that comes with the ambush at sea mission, some outfits, weapons, a 3 ability points. I'm like, no. I mean, and that's right out the gate. So if you just buy the base, you're already missing out on the mission.
Yeah. I've been doing that for
but
a
as
while,
long
Assassin's Creed. I'm sure PlayStation had a deal with them for a while.
Yeah. And sometimes those missions are just so, you know, not fantastic. So.
I never felt that I'd missed out on any game by playing it on Xbox.
Same thing with Destiny, you know, that.
Yeah.
It's still some DLC that's only on PlayStation and not on Xbox. And it's like, you know, it's not that I really missed it.
Nah, there's no point in complaining. I mean, you know, that's a business, but
one thing, you can't miss it till you get it.
Yeah. Well, yeah, true. But I mean, it's not that, you know, you're missing a part of the story where it seems like an obvious gap. It's like, hey, you know, what's happening here? Oh, buy that DLC.
See, I'm trying to look at Star Wars Battlefront. I mean, I see a pre-order, but I don't.
That one has all the maps included in the base game. I believe,
yeah, right? They're not. See, and that's the thing. Because of how the first one was handled, they got all that criticism. So now, and I'm definitely buying Battlefront 2. I think I'm getting that day one.
Yeah.
I didn't get Battlefront, the first one, because of that whole $50 season pass. And I didn't think, you know, I played the beta and I didn't feel like, you know, that it was worth the $60. at the time.
Right.
So I waited. But yeah, I think I'm definitely gonna jump on that one day one. Since I'm a Star Wars nut.
Yeah, so far I have Destiny 2 pre-ordered, Forza 7.
Uh-huh.
Oh, Forza 7, I'm getting the Ultimate Edition, but I bought it through Amazon, and they had it like for only $80 for the Ultimate.
Okay.
So.
And so if you order to pre-order through Amazon, are you getting something a little bit different than if you pre-ordered like through Xbox or?
I don't know. Don't know.
Remember they used to do that? That was a big thing. Remember last gen? That was like, okay, if you go pre-order at this car, you get this car and so on. And I remember, I was big on Forza back then, and I'll be looking at the advertisements and said, let's see, what car do I want? That's why I'm gonna go pre-order it. But
yeah, I hate that when they do that. I can see why they do it, but I hate it.
Yeah.
Or also, like, say you have different covers. Oh, at Best Buy we have that Mustang on the front, and if you buy it through Amazon, you have that. I don't know, that Porsche, whatever. And it's like there are people who want to buy all of them because it looks cool to have them on display. But yeah, not for me. Yeah, there's so many great games coming out.
I know. I'm just here looking. I'm like, that's why I got to work overtime. Got to pay.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, so we're gonna spin off Witty. Been a lot of crazy things lately in the community. You have any rant you want to go off on?
Well, not about them.
Oh yeah, whatever you want to.
I thought I'd go back to my old problem with Xbox accessories. After my issues with this headset.
Was that headset an official Xbox?
Yeah, it's an official Xbox stereo headset, and well, it's it's all right. It works all right. I've got a bit of a love-hate relationship with it at the minute. I like how it sounds. Because I was loving playing GTA and like hearing out like people giving me shit as I was like whizzing by in car.
Mm-hmm.
Stuff like that, and it sounds like nice and bassy and with music and that. But my major issue is when it starts digging in my head. So I had to come up with a little cheap and cheerful like solution, and I'm going to post it on Twitter now. Go check it out, and I think you shall find it pretty funny. Basically, I've got, do you know them little sponge scourer things?
Yeah.
I've got one of them leggy band to the top of my headset so that it don't dig in my head.
And it digging at the top of your head? Where in your head?
Just wherever it's resting. Because there's not basically next to no cushioning. You press your fingers on it and immediately, you're feeling all plastic, and then in middle, it like digs into it. There's a little groove that goes in, and well, I don't know. Seems pretty terrible. Maybe it's because I've got next to nowhere. I shaved my head a few weeks back, but I don't know. You'd have thought they'd have tried it, getting a skinhead to use it. But it's not just that as well. Like I've been saying about months for this like Xbox One controller. It makes me laugh when everyone online says that this Xbox One controller is the best controller out there.
Mm-hmm.
And this and other, because that's just a joke. Like when I first got the pad, I had no issues with it. I thought the only issue I had were with bumpers. They just seem a bit big, and I don't know. Maybe that's because I've got little hands. So
you don't have Trump hands.
I can let them go, but what I can't let them off on is when you drop your controller off your couch, off your buffet, off anything stupidly, like about a foot off the ground. And there's a chance if it lands upside down, there's a chance that you'll get stick drift. Now, I ran through like 3 pads in like first 6 months of me having an Xbox One.
Wow.
Yeah, man. I brought my mates and had to replace his. And that was the same. I had it like resting on my knee. I like leaned over, knocked it, landed upside down. Didn't think out of it. And then got a call off him like about a week later saying, you know, his pad were fucked. You know, we're drifting off and this, that, and other. I'm like, ah, it can't be that bad. And it, well, I'm telling you, like, you put your character somewhere, they just start walking off. So that's my biggest complaint with Xbox this generation, this controller, and like how the hell they haven't, you know, they've released it in a state like that, because that should not happen. And at day, there's a running joke in gaming that people get pissed off and throw the controls at wall.
Yeah.
Last gen with 360,
Rage
you could actually do that. I threw my pad against the wall a fair few times.
I don't. Thinking back, I don't think I had any problems with the controller back in the 360 days.
No, man.
Oh, I had stick drift on the 360 days.
Yeah, I had a few ones where it sticks.
Uh-huh.
I think it was like excessive use and that lot, and they'd stick in a certain direction.
See, I'm thinking I'm having that trouble with my Xbox One S controller because it keeps going up. It's like the left joystick or whatever it is. The stick.
Yeah, that's it. Stick drift.
It keeps, going up. When you're in a dashboard menu and everything, anything you do.
Only thing I can suggest is that might work is if you open it up, and on the stick that it's affecting, there's a little grey clip that's keeping it in place. If you can take out that grey clip and just don't worry that it's moving about a bit, it should sort it out. It did on one of mine for a few weeks, but then I don't know what went on and it started come back.
Yeah, and see, I'm kind of disappointed with that one because that's supposed to be the upgrade. Because I like the way it feels. I like the Xbox One S controller. You would think that that's the latest, greatest, but the day one, I didn't like the day one Xbox One controller. That one, I got.
That's the one I've got.
It's kind of like loud and the buttons, the bumpers, right? So, and that one, it only had the chat adapter, and I didn't like that because I don't know if that headset that you have, Witty. Yeah. So, anyways, when I would use that chat adapter, the headset, I didn't like the sound quality. It wasn't right. So
yeah, it's like echoey as out, isn't it? It's like bassy as out.
Yeah.
No, I don't think there's anywhere to turn like bass down.
So when they came out with the newer updated controllers with the 3.5 jack deal, you didn't have to worry about that adapter. I haven't had any problem with that controller. That's my favorite one so far. So I recommend.
They may solve that stick drift if you want new controllers. It's just after I run through 3 pads in like 6 months, I was like, well, I refuse to buy another one so soon. And I meant do for about 9 months on this with this controller that it would right stick it. Like sometimes when I play GTA, like I'd get in, I couldn't fly a chopper for ages because every time I got in a chopper, the camera would just go to like bird's eye view on chopper.
That's why we're always crashing. Hey, Nate, that's probably why Nate, you got a bad controller? Is that why you're always crashing in Ghost Recon?
No, I think he's just a bad flyer.
I think he did have a bad controller.
HK, do you have the Elite controller?
Yes, I do.
And have you?
Once you go Elite, you don't want to go back.
I do want to get Elite, but I'm waiting for it a little bit cheaper.
Yeah, they're a little pricey.
After all these issues, I've got zero confidence buying Xbox One pads. I was even tempted before.
I've heard there's some wear issues.
Yeah, I do not have any wear issues. And with the pedals and stuff, that's like awesome for like Forza and racing games. I use that for shifting and.
It could be the way people, everybody, the way they handle their controllers. Some are pretty rough with it, some people are just, they're rough with their controllers. Yeah. So,
Yeah, mine is like it's still in very good conditions. I don't see any wear on like the pads and the rubber parts that some people say that those rubber parts are falling off.
Yeah.
Mine still seem to be very secure. Let's knock on wood. Don't want to have them fall off.
Well, hopefully you don't lose any bits.
Yeah. What I like about the Elite controllers is like you can put like the analog sticks. You can put like one taller one and one shorter one on it.
Yeah.
That's how I play. I have my left one. I have a tall one, and my right one is I think just standard height.
See, that's why you're a little bit better than me on hitting those times for that crazy ones lap. Because I there was one that it was you or Matsu, both of y'all, and I kept over and over trying to get past your time, and I'm like, I'm going as fast as I can.
Right.
I was like, I gotta give me an Elite controller. That's it. But
no, that'll be manual gears.
Yeah, I do manual gears, but I don't have a clutch.
Yeah.
If you do clutch, you can be better, but that's another button to press. And
Wanda.
Another thing to yeah, he does.
I can't do that. I like to drive manual in real life. All the Mustangs that I've had, they've all been manual. But yeah, and when it comes to driving in games, I don't care to. I don't know what it's not the same.
But you might want to turn off the traction control. I did have one of the races that I did. I turned off traction control, and my laps were 2 seconds faster.
Huh.
Nice. Might have to do that myself.
Yeah.
So it all depends what car you drive, obviously.
All right. So before we head out of here, real quick, what game? What are you looking to play next? What's the next game you're looking at?
Resident Evil 7. I got it here on my desk, and it's ready to play with my PSVR. So
nice.
I'll be streaming that, and you can hear me
streaming. I look forward to that.
So yeah, I'm looking forward to that too.
Excellent. Witty, what's the next after Dirt 4?
I'm not too sure, to be quite fair. As soon as I get Dirt, checking my list and stock and decide on what to get. It's a surprise to me. I never like to plan ahead.
Yeah. Just wait. So whenever you go rent your game, you just like, okay, I'm gonna do this one.
Yeah, man.
Just gonna
go at it. What they've got in stock, what you've got, and
yeah,
varying length of weight. So I think next time I'll be getting one that they've got in stock. Cause
where do you rent your games at?
It's this Boomerang Games. I think it's the only place you can do it over here anymore.
Uh-huh.
I used to rent them off that Love Film, but stopped it a couple of years back. So it just went to like DVDs and that lot. So I thought, well, I'm not bothered about DVDs, so there's no point in keeping service.
Yeah. But
so the turnaround between games is pretty quick. Like when they say, we shipped you a game and.
Yeah, like if they've got a game in stock, like I'll post it off, like say on Monday, they'll get it Tuesday morning.
Oh, nice.
And send it out straight away, and I'll have it by Monday morning. By Wednesday morning, should I say? So it's like.
And there's no late fees.
No, man. And you actually get a nice little bonus.
Yeah.
Because you do have to wait for days.
Uh-huh.
You get this little like payback scheme, so you get like these payback points. And then once you get so many, you can like get like a free month or use it as like money off, like getting a game, buying a game off them or whatever.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, down here we have GameFly. That's kind of similar, but it takes so long to get your freaking game.
Yeah, man.
That or
between them sending you a game and you sending a game back, it takes like a week.
Yeah.
So even though your monthly subscription, it's like remove a week.
Though, isn't it? you know, there's that much distance in between. Like, I think
Yeah.
the biggest distance between us, I think they're in Northampton, so it's only like about 100 or so miles. And plus, always same day anyway. Like if you go first class.
The day when you can do that digitally, I mean, it doesn't help your bandwidth cap, but at least for me, that would be awesome.
Yeah, no.
So you
Well,
can,
I mean, yeah, that's kind of like how, yeah, but like the PS Now.
well, yeah, but that's like streaming,
PS
right?
Now, but just do it by the game.
Yeah, it's almost like the what's the Xbox thing
The
called?
Game Pass.
Like Game Pass, except you know you have rentals. You can rent new releases.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, you'd think to do something like that. That'd be a good way to get people in to test games out.
Yeah,
They're saying here, get it for weekend. It's only got to cost you like £5 or something. What's it hurting them? You know, if like half of people don't end up buying it, half of them probably will.
so maybe Game Pass will turn out to be something like that. Or they stick in new releases. Who knows? If it's successful enough.
Yeah.
It might be years off stuff like that.
Yeah. I'll just keep on dreaming.
Yeah. Need get better games in Game Pass for the start.
If it keeps growing, then I'm sure they'll keep improving it.
Yeah. Kind of wish it would compare it against your own digital library, and if you have so many games, you kind of get a discount because you won't rent games that you already have.
Yeah.
Because $10 a month is a little, a little on the steep side for me. For
the list got announced that most of it big games would already been given.
Yeah.
It was just obvious that was what it got to be, especially for like what is it, $10 a month, £8. It's not like it's a big price, is it now? It's like £10 what I'm paying to this Boomerang games.
Right.
Yeah. Let's see. For me, I need to finish up Serial Cleaner, not Serial Killer. Pretty close though, because there's a lot of bodies I've been having to clean up. So, I got when I bought Serial Cleaner, I got a free game with it called The Swindle. It's another indie game, like a 2D side, but it looked neat. It looked like there's some hacking and stuff like that. So I'm gonna check that out, and depending on how long that takes me. Of course, jump back in Diablo. I need to get that 70. I'm at 60 now, so
yeah, you're so close.
Maybe after this, and so yeah, that's about it. Well, I still have Ori. I need to jump on that. So.
Oh yeah, I've never played the
Blind Force.
No, the Ori. I never played the
yeah.
Where they made it a little easier.
Yeah, that's what I got. I thought if you already owned the, so I thought you got the definitive edition for free.
Yeah, I got it for free. So now I have.
Okay. Yeah, you still need it.
2 of them, but that's
yeah. Yeah.
Is it one of them where you can double up on points?
I think so.
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah. And it's kind of now they're coming out with the Record Definitive Edition. It'd be nice if they give that part free too.
Yeah, I hope so.
Yeah, we'll find out.
Or for a very small price, like $5 to.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah. All right, gentlemen. And I, because each one of these podcasts, I'm always, okay, what do I want to do this week or whatever. I was kind of hoping we'd have a couple more people in the chat to ask a question. So we're still new chat. See, HK, you're not in chat, so we can't ask you a question.
I know.
But I'm glad Mike showed up and Nate, little Nate.
Yeah, Natty Red Girls.
Yeah. But HK, where can people find you?
You can find me on Twitter at HDK360, on Xbox Live HDK, on PlayStation HDK360, and every Sunday at 9 p.m. you can find me on the original Next Level Gaming podcast. So 9 p.m. Eastern Standard. I'll be there.
Definitely recommended.
Yeah, it's awesome stuff.
And Witty?
You can find me on Xbox Live and YouTube, WittyMass27316, and well, you can find me that way on Twitter as well. But I am actually at OnBombay420, and yeah, I should have a few dirt videos dropping it next few days.
Yeah, I know. Here, pretty soon, I need to put a link to your YouTube page on the deal. So, but I mean, if anybody's listening and those who are going to listen, you can find my link, me, SuPRCooPR, and Witty, our Twitter handles, and then eventually we'll get the Witty's YouTube page and SuPRCooPR's droning out.
Yeah, we need to get a channel trailer up or something like that.
Yeah,
that's what I'm thinking of doing at some point. Being asked to do it.
And of course, they can find you here too, also in the W.F.C podcast. Okay, and you can find me on Xbox and Fastback 24/7. You can find me on PSN, Fastback 6768, and then also that's the same thing for Twitter, Fastback 6768. So I got a lot of other names. I can't tell you who they are. Got to keep my,
Yeah.
I have an egg account on Twitter too. You never know. Got to bug Mike once in a while.
I keep thinking of rebranding myself all in that same name, but well, I'll stick with what I've got because I'm lazy.
Yeah.
Well, that's how I started. I started with HTK on Xbox like many years ago, and, before there was Twitter and all the other stuff. So it was just HTK, and then but then people already took HTK, so then I had to add something to it. So I added 360 to it.
I was surprised that you were looking into that. We're I think somewhere either we were all playing and we were talking about that, how because didn't you have trouble with HTK on the PSN also?
No, I think it was
on the Switch.
It was NLG, I think.
Oh yeah, okay, that's right.
Yeah.
What was that, Witty? I'm sorry.
Oh no, I'm just dreading going back to PlayStation because I'm Dover Keen 30 or something on that. God knows. That was
I mean,
a long time ago.
Unless you wait, because supposedly there's a rumor that they might add name change, but I don't know if that's gonna be anytime soon. Man.
I don't even know if it's possible on there.
Or just
if it's not possible, why hasn't it been done by now?
Just use a different email account, different name.
Well, if I have to make a new account up, well, I'm only missing like 500 and odd trophies.
Yeah.
It's not a big deal.
Yeah. All right, gentlemen.
All right, great show, and thanks for having me on.
Yeah, I appreciate it. I'm glad you join us, and you can come in anytime you want.
All right.
This was a pretty good podcast, and look forward to the next one. So anybody out there, if you like it, thumbs up, or if you don't, thumbs down. It's all good to me. And give us a sub, give us a chance.
Like, follow, and all that good shit.
Wait, what is W.F.C? What's another? What else does it stand for?
Who cares?
Exactly, just game, people.
Yeah, and who fucking cares? Just get game the fuck on.
Just game, and we're out.
Peace.
Game on.